Harish.
Hi, Nikhil.
So we can discuss your assignments after a mock interview. How I want to do this is, I think it's been 7 sessions, and we've sort of gone through a couple of concepts. Interviews is something I'm not sure how many interviews you have given in your life, product interviews. Campus में जो एक दो कंपनी आएगी उसके अलावा, are you currently also interviewing somewhere?
No. Just the 2-3 companies. Just the 2 companies that I've interviewed.
Cool, cool. So to give you clarity, what we'll do is we'll run through different buckets of questions. One, obviously, I'll start with standard, right? Tell me about yourself. We'll discuss something about your profile. Just curate it like a typical interview session. Second, I'll give you like a product strategy question. Third, then I'll give you a ambiguous product question wherein we go deep into how do you sort of understand how products are built, sort of scope from scratch. Then we can go into like a situation kind of a case study, and then fifth we will discuss like a guesstimate. A lot of these things I'm not sure second, third, and fourth how much you know, but I want you to sort of go through these real situations and really read about it. There's like one interview. We can do another mock interview next week whenever you have time.
Sure.
Good. Okay. Do you mind sharing your screen? So basically, let it be like a proper.
Yeah, the video. Yeah, sure.
Cool, man. So let's start with. I'll make notes. Hope you don't mind. Just at the end of the session, I'll just sort of try to give you feedback. So, Harish, tell me about yourself, your profile. That's like the standard question.
Hey, Nikunj, yeah, hi. So I am Harish Chakravarti, and I'm this senior undergraduate student, like pursuing my 5th year from IIT Varanasi. I've been a national level tennis player, and then I played tennis like for like 8 years in my life. And then in my college days, I've been involved in organizing a lot of festivals, college festivals and events. I've been this chief organizer of this technical festival of my college. And then I've pursued a couple of internships, which is like I've pursued 2 research internships and 1 internship in a non-profit organization. My interest lies in business strategy and then product management. I think I really enjoy like thinking about product and then product management and all its trajectory of how a product moves through in the market. So yeah, that's all about myself.
Okay, cool. Thank you for sharing something about you, Harish. Let's go into like a typical product strategy question. Say you're supposed to build an oven for handicap. Let's sort of just for the sake of this discussion narrow it down for people who are sort of struggling with say navigation and say handicap from below the torso. Like, when I say people who are handicapped and for them you're building an oven, what should that oven be? And basically you're the product manager of an oven. How do you sort of describe it? Let's sort of narrow down that these people are sort of struggling with motory disability, right?
Okay.
Now that's the problem statement. Is the problem statement clear?
Yeah, I'll ask a couple of questions just to clarify.
Okay.
So they are using a wheelchair right now, right? So
Yeah.
they use a wheelchair to access to move.
Yes.
Okay, and then do we have any oven already in the market, or are we going to design a new one, totally new?
Let's say you are an oven company and
Okay.
you already have an existing product in the market, and you realize that say there are a set of users who for which you want to sort of build this new category.
Okay, all right. Yeah, give me a second. I'll just jot down all my thoughts. So here my user persona is actually physically handicapped people who are not able to move. So they'll only be able to operate my oven sitting in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
Right. So I like to inquire about my old product. The existing oven. I'm not that well versed in using an oven. I usually think it's usually mounted in the ground level. It's not mounted anywhere in the top shouldn't be any accessibility problem of them reaching out to somewhere up. It's probably below only. So I like to look at the problems that they're currently facing with the existing product that I have right now, and then I'll go through the user journey, and then I'll look at the existing problems, and I'll try to find solutions so that it should be it should be easy for them to adapt. The physically handicapped ones, it should be able to solve problems for them.
Let's accelerate this. Say, assume that you have figured out the problems. You obviously have done some research, and you have, say, spoken to 8 or 10 real users, and you figure out they're like problem A, B, C, and D. How do you know what are the changes that you would make to your existing product, right? So you already have, this is like a tangible product out there. What changes do you make, and basically how do you know that what are the X, Y, and Z you would build into the existing product line?
Okay, you're asking me how do I prioritize among these features?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, all right. So of course, before even building into this product line, I would initially look at the ROI estimate of the market. If building this product is actually beneficial financially to my company, and considering it to be beneficial, and then exploring all certain products. So this particular product will be a special product for the physically handicapped, right? I'll have all my other normal ovens for normal people, right? This is apart from that.
You're the product manager. You're supposed to tell me.
Okay. Yeah. So likewise, if I'm going to retrofit my actual models with an adaptation so that the physically handicapped people, it'll be easier for them. I look at the trade-offs. I look at if it's actually affecting my actual customers who are actually a bigger user base. So that is actually a very important analysis that I have to make. I'll make sure that the normal user who are actually a bigger user base for me, they are not affected by the retrofittings, by the adaptation that I make for the physically handicapped. I'll try to make as minimal changes as possible, because I'll try to find jugaad solutions, jugaad small fittings, or probably I could make a package wherein there'll be a physically handicapped kit. You can buy the oven, you can buy the physically handicapped kit with it, so that any physically handicapped person can just use the kit and then use the oven with that. So I don't have to change the whole oven for that. I simply have to provide them a kit. So I'll try to, so among these 4 features, this is how I actually approach. I'll look at there's one very important thing. So I'll look at the amount of change that implementing this each feature would be. I'll put a matrix in which the amount of effort that takes into building each feature, and the reward, and the priority, and how important is it for the physically handicapped people. Let's say the feature A is actually very, very difficult to build, but it's not that important for the physically handicapped people. And let's say feature C is actually very easy to build and is actually very important for the physically handicapped. So that is how I'll prioritize looking at the metrics.
Okay. Let's assume you figure out what needs to be built, and you have just shipped out the product to a set of users. Now you're supposed to measure or basically figure out what you shipped, whether it's working, not working. How do you measure success here?
All right. So this is a physical product and I'm shipping it to them. So I've shipped it to a couple of my users, meaning?
Say you wanted to do like a beta launch. Okay. You built out the product, whatever you had like a baseline product. You figured out, okay, this is my end user. I need to make these changes or customizations for this new user persona that you have defined, and you have built certain prototypes. Now you want to test it out whether it's working, not working. You shipped it to say X users. It could be 10. This could be a small number, a bigger number, obviously depending on release plan. I want to rather understand how do you figure what you have built, whether it's helping them or not.
All right. So
whether the underlying problem is getting solved or not, right? There's a reason you added certain sort of adaptation or customized the existing hour.
Mm-hmm. So since it's a tangible product here, and then I cannot probably track the product, so the only option I'm left with is reviews, like getting the customer review, and then like making sure that their initial problems are actually solved. The basic problem that the physically handicapped have stated initially, I'll make sure that those are solved, like, because those are the primary use cases that needs to be solved. that they wanted it to be solved in the first case, and make sure those problems are not recurring in the newly launched product. And I'll try to identify more important problems that they're actually facing with the existing product. Probably create probably like arrange a call, arrange a Skype call, and then uh, talk to them, talk out to the customers. And if the customer is a very large number, I'll probably do a survey, a feedback form.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Thanks for your answer, Harsh. Let's change the question now. What is your favorite product? Anything. It could be a digital product. It could be an app on your phone.
I'd say Ola. Ola, I guess.
Ola, a mobile app, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Why do you like it over other competitors, Uber and say Rapido in that same space?
Probably I've been using it since a long time, and then it just serves my purpose. Like I am very used up with the interface. It's all very easy for me. It solves my problem very easily. So, and then yeah, I use it a lot also.
Okay. Cool. Say you are a product manager at Ola and you were supposed to sort of figure three things, basically three new features in a way to improve the Ola app. How would you sort of go about it?
Okay. So could you elaborate on what you mean by improvement? Do you like what metric are you actually targeting at?
So say assume that the main goal for the team is increasing the subscriber base at Ola, and you are like a newly onboarded PM at Ola. You just joined the Ola team, and you're part of a team for whom the KPI this quarter is, say Ola has, I don't really know the number right now, but assume for the sake of the discussion that Ola has say 10 million subscribers today. And now they are looking at how do they bump the subscriber growth. They've been looking at that they are gaining 8% month on month subscribers from the last say 8 to 10 months. Now the target is they want to sort of for the next round of funding to sort of really scale up. Now how can they increase this 8% subscriber growth? Subscriber is basically let's assume that Ola has this subscription plan that people sort of buy, and how do you get more and more people to buy that?
Okay, right, understood. So you want me to increase this 8% to a higher number, right? All right. So could you elaborate more on the subscription part? What does the subscription give them, and then what are the benefits that they get by subscription?
So, say the Ola Pass is a subscription wherein you get discounts. Currently, the current situation is you get some discounts, you get preference over, say, normal Ola users.
Okay.
And obviously, the product team might have some certain other ideas. I don't really know what features. The end goal is to increase the subscriber uptake. Either you do it by say improving the pre-sale journey wherein people discover this pass. I don't know if that's the problem, or you do it by say adding something to it. So idea is how do you increase the subscriber? You have to sort of give me like a plan or strategy around what would you do to figure out what needs to be done here to increase the number of subscribers month on month.
All right. So this subscription is launched all around India, or is it restricted to some geographical location?
As of now, it's available in India across all states, all cities.
Can you give me a minute for me to like think?
Yeah.
So Nikunj, you're looking for how would I go about approach this situation, or should I come up with a plan on how do I increase, or what is actually expected?
You are responsible for the strategy to figure out what needs to be done. What I mean by that is what needs to be, say, improved or added on the app. It could be, say, onboarding journey to buy this pass, or maybe how you are acquiring users for Ola Pass. Idea is what part of the user journey, and basically how would you sort of increase the number of subscribers. There could be X, Y, Z, n number of ideas. Can you sort of give me a framework of how would you decide? That's one I'm looking at. Two, I'm looking at what are the possible suggestions from your viewpoint.
Okay. Give me a minute. Yeah, uh, I've come up with a framework. I've just divided things into different categories. So since it's a subscription plan, and I should increase the amount or the propensity of it. So I'll initially look at the user persona of who am I building it for. So probably working more on the user persona and actually exploring it more and understanding it better will give me a better idea. So I can look at the user persona and I can divide it into different categories. Like I can divide into two categories. The power users of Ola would obviously have higher chances of getting into a subscription. So I can look at the power users. I can look at the normal users, the normal ones. Power users meaning I would define power users by saying twice a week, who use Ola twice a week, and then I'm assuming the subscription to be a monthly subscription. Is that okay? Yeah.
Okay.
And then the normal users, how much? So how much does a power user use? What all features should I add so that it actually looks, the subscription plan looks beneficial for a power user, and then in the same time what all features should I add so that it looks equally beneficial for a normal user. Because I'm pretty sure that okay, I can't be sure, but I can take a wild guess by saying that the 10 million subscribers right now, probably the percentage of power users getting a subscription is probably higher than the normal user getting a subscription. So if I'm looking on to increase the subscription more, I should probably look into a broad category of people instead of concentrating on a very narrow path. So it's essential for me to look at the normal users also. So I should find a midway, or probably right now the plan is aligned more towards the power users benefit. So I look into a subscription plan, or probably provide different packages of subscription plans, so that even a normal user gets benefit by paying a equally lower amount of money, right? So that is one kind of framework that I've thought about. The other framework is that
So,
okay, since
so
sorry.
sorry to stop you. Ray. How did we know that offering different tiers, basically the problem that you arrived on was, say, we need to give options to these users?
I was thinking, right now, since the existing subscription plan, I was assuming that the percentage of power users who have actually subscribed for subscription is more than the percentage of the normal users who have actually subscribed, because power users usually have the habit of indulging more with the product. So since we are talking about growth here, there's a high probability that we have not looked at the normal users, like from the normal users perspective. So if we can give them different subscription packages, probably a lower subscription package, which can actually attract the normal user, that would be a strategy I could think of.
Okay. Okay.
And I've also tried dividing them into different categories of, one is the retention of existing subscribers. I already have my subscribers. How would I retain them so that the 10 million subscription number stands? And increasing the uptake of new subscribers. So these are two essential
When
parts.
you say retain, you mean existing users to transfer to this Ola Pass subscription?
No, the existing subscribers to keep subscribing again and again.
Okay, got it. Existing subscribers renew is other.
Yeah, renew, correct. So how would they what should we do to keep their numbers constant? How would they keep renewing their packages? So it's important that I look at their usage behavior. Like you said in the case of the Hotstar example, you should you should make sure that they are actually engaging, they are using the subscription to their benefit, because only if they use it to their benefit, it means that they'll come back again and again for the product. So and then probably giving them more coupled rewards, collaborating with other third-party agencies like Subway or Spotify, like Uber collaborated with Spotify to get a subscription in the Uber car itself. So if I can give them offers so that they like through Ola they can avail benefits to subscribe into other third-party companies. So we can probably and probably the amount, the discount that we're giving them, we can actually share it between us and the third-party company. So that will be a little less leverage on this, and it can help us keep the existing subscriber intact. And for the new user, we should look at important parts like the PR and the marketing. Is it done very clearly? Are the campaigns being run properly? Does the customer actually understand the product? And then more importantly, the user journey. And then look at the conversion ratios. Look at the lead to visit ratio. And then see where exactly is the product lacking. Where are people jumping out? Where is the churn ratio high actually? And then those are the points that I've actually tried to relate.
Okay, cool. Okay, let's move to a guesstimate question. Say you are working for a game company. For them, the market is not India, but they want to enter India right now. They are looking at addressable market size. How many people in India would be willing to play games?
Okay. So could you tell me what kind of game is it? Where does it run? Is it a mobile-based game? Is it an online website-based game?
So the imagine that company is like a behemoth. It's like a conglomerate wherein they have web-based games, flash games. They also have mobile app games. They've created basically the mobile games have been sort of transitioned into their PS4 or Xbox versions. So it's like a gaming sort of legacy as company, and they see that the number of people in India, billion users, and you don't have basically the user base does not have India specific users. So they're looking at this as like an opportunity core, and whether they can sort of build a game specific to India. Before even doing that, you're like a product manager and you're looking at the opportunity and researching. So you're trying to sort of evaluate or guesstimate what is the ideal user base for India, right? So who would be willing to play games. So you need to sort of arrive at that number, and I want to look at how broadly or basically what are the factors you consider to get to this number, that final number, that is number of folks or basic users in India who would be willing to play games.
Play games, right. So you said it's there in web, mobile, and Xbox and PS4s everywhere.
Yeah.
Should I solve the guesstimate on the go, or should I solve it and then explain it to you later?
Take your time. Take 1 minute, 2 minutes, it's fine.
Yeah, I have a fairly rough approach. So, which is, what I'm thinking of right now is that uh, I'll probably calculate initially for the mobile app, and then since it's also been launched in web and PS4 and everywhere, I'll probably rationalize others with respect to this. I'll have a number for the mobile app, and then I'll probably rationalize this number with respect to other features.
Okay.
Is that okay? Let's say that like 100 million users for the mobile app, and
Okay.
since India is a country which majorly has a lot of mobile users,
Okay.
so probably I would take half of the mobile, probably 50% of that will probably use the web version if released.
So you're telling me you will give me, say, if this company is supposed to launch a mobile app game, how would you give me that number of addressable market for that mobile app game? That's
Yeah,
what I'm trying to. Okay.
yeah. I'll actually use a guesstimate approach to arrive at the number of users who will use the mobile app version if launched, and then by getting
How would you get that number of
yeah,
users?
yeah, I'll do it now. So since the population of India is 1.2 billion, and then I remember there are like 600 million smartphone users
Okay.
in India as of now. So out of which I can actually say there are like 400 million users in WhatsApp, 400 million users in WhatsApp right now. So which means out of 600 million smartphone users, 400 million users actually have a very decent internet connection. They have proper access to internet. So out of the 400 million smartphone users, I would like to divide them into like by their age group category. So we like there's this data which says in India the age like people belonging to 0 to 35 years of age are 65% of the population. And from this 400 million, the 65% of the 400 million is 260 million.
Okay.
So this 260 million people are in the age group of 0 to 35 who have proper internet access and they have a smartphone.
Okay. And
So
only folks from that age bracket will be the ideal audience for that.
no. Like I'll go into the other bracket also.
Okay.
Like I'll go into the other bracket, but the percentage of users who'll play the game will I'll reduce in that.
Okay.
And then okay, I don't have proper data of what kind of game is it. Does it suit for
Fine.
all?
Let's assume that X, Y, and
Okay, right. So, so there are like 260 million users who are in the age category of 0 to 35 who have smartphones and who have a decent internet connection. So, out of which we can divide them into urban and rural areas. So, I should go on with a number of people, like such people. If they are in the urban areas, how many percentage will they actually want to play this game?
how
If
would you know? How would you decide?
uh, that I should take a guess only.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, should I proceed or how is it?
Yeah. No. No worries. No worries. Don't worry. I'll help you later.
Yeah,
Yeah. Cool. Do you want me to move to the next question, or you want to still think?
like give me 2 minutes. I'll just see
Okay.
if I
Okay.
could do something.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I have a similar model only, Nikunj.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Let's move to the next question. All right. Let's assume that you are the product manager of the Facebook feed, the feed that you see on your what everyone is posting, that part. And it's been working really well. You've been looking at the metrics, so some specific set of core or success metrics for how the feed is working. One day you come to work in the morning and you see that your main North Star metric for that feed has gone down by 50%.
Okay.
Now you are in problem solving mode. What would you do? How would you figure out what the problem?
All right. Sure. So I have a couple of clarifying questions. Like this 50% decrease in the North Star metric, is it confined to some geography?
See, this is a global metric, and now you are in that mode to figure out where the problem is, right? What all things would you look at? That's the
Okay.
basic.
First of all, I would like to know the North Star metric of Facebook. What is the
For feed, you might look at scrolls. They might be. I'm thinking obviously feed. There might be two types of metrics. One is engagement with the feed. That is, say, feed has different components, right? Different posts. So for each of the posts, whether I'm clicking, tapping, commenting, that will be like an engagement level metric.
okay?
Second is, say, more like a volume metric of how much time people are spending on the feed and how frequently or how much am I scrolling. That would be more like sort of shallow
Uh,
metric. That's
yeah.
just sort of giving you an idea of how much is the feed being used. And the second is more like looking at engagement and actions on a particular feed component. So say let's
So
these two metrics have gone down drastically by 40% and 50% respectively.
they both have been reduced equally.
Yeah.
All right. So like could you tell me the time in which this has been reduced? Like is it
So last night when you went home, everything was fine. You came to work in the office early morning. The first thing you saw the dashboard analytics, and you see these metrics being 40%, 50% down.
so in the last 12 hours? I'll assume the metrics have been down by 50%.
Yeah.
Like this happened in the 12-hour window. Okay. So I would like to broadly classify this into two different parts. So the external factors and the internal factors. The external factors due to which this metric has been reduced. The internal factors, I would look into each and every factor, examine, and then probably identify the cause due to this metric has reduced. So like, could you give me a minute? I'll list out all the factors and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
I'll give you. Yeah, I have a question. So since it's people are not looking at the field, like what is the height on the number of active users? Are our users count being reduced or is it the same?
So let's assume that you have looked at that. What I'm looking for, what are the items you would look at, and broadly and sort of classify. Say you looked at active users, and now you figure that active users haven't reduced. Now, what's the next thing you would look at? So basically, the agenda of this question is I want to look at how do you sort of, when you get these problems, would figure out, okay, I have to look at this. Do you understand what are the different problems that you could sort of come across?
Okay.
That's the
So
basic agenda or goal behind asking this question.
okay. Okay. So since it says there's no engagement with my feed, and feed is something that comes to me as soon as I log into Facebook. So I came across like I wanted to ask this question if the number of users have been reduced. So
Let's
if the
assume
use
number of users is same.
is the same.
Yeah, it's not reduced.
So like I've divided this into like two different classifications. So the internal and the external reasons due to which this particular problem has occurred. So looking into the internal feature, like are my servers and all my like is there any fault from my side? Is the Facebook servers working good, or is the system crashed anywhere in the geography or something? Are the servers good? Are the AWS like, I don't know what Facebook runs on. Probably they have their own servers. Is it good? Like are they working? And then did we have a UI update? Did we have a feature update or or a new product feature like incorporated so that people are exploring that and they're not like come to their free to scroll it. And when it comes to the external factors, we can look at competition. Do I have a competitor? And then can I assume that? But considering Facebook has a very high user base, it's not feasible for half of my user base to simply shift to a competitor as soon as they're released. And I could also think about since it's after 12 hours, so probably a natural calamity is not a question. So even that's being ruled out. So these are the reasons that I could think about. So if it's like, should I follow the user's part, like you said?
Yeah. Just sort of highlight anything that you think could have impacted this.
Okay, so like I wanted to ask a question. Did we have a UI update? Did we add any feature into it?
Let's assume there was no UI update. What else?
Okay, are our servers well and working?
Yes, the servers are working.
Okay. So and the number of users are actually they're the same.
Yeah.
They're not reduced.
Yes, let's assume the number of users are same.
Okay, so which means I have users visiting, but they're not looking at their feed. And then there is no feature addition. There is no new feature, like you've added no dating sites added into Facebook.
No.
Okay. Oh yeah, very important. Is the change in the mobile app version, or is it in the web version? And if it's in the mobile app, is it in the iOS version or the Android version?
Yes. Yeah. Say your iOS feed usage has gone down.
Okay, only the iOS mobile app feed usage has gone down.
Yeah.
Okay. So, is there a new regulation that the iOS has, iOS Apple has come out, or is there a new updated OS which they've released?
Could be.
Could be. They could have released.
But assume that you have looked at the iOS numbers and it's very specific to certain geographies only. Now you have to figure out. Basically, I've answered it for you. Geography is also a factor. So I'm looking at what all you are considering. Platform, two things I noted. You missed platform and geography. Everything else was bang on.
Okay. So I should figure out the geography now?
Yeah, I told you.
Okay, right.
Yeah. Let's move to the last bit. I think we have covered 4-5 types of questions. Say this is like I'm done on my end. Do you have any questions for the company or basically anything you would want to ask about the job?
Okay, I don't know which company.
Huh?
Okay, you're saying this is a question.
Yeah. So generally, dude, I'm trying to curate it as like an interview.
Right.
What all would people ask, and what are the different kind of expectations, right? This is like the last question that you would get. Do you have any questions for me? And this is really crucial, right? If there is like I'm deciding, hey, Harish seemed right, and there was this one more guy, but Harish seemed more eager because he had more questions.
Right.
So it's important. I'm just trying to highlight different parts.
Correct. Yes.
Cool. ठीक है. Let me directly jump to the feedback. Cool. So the first part, I'm done with the interview. I'm just basically noted some points during the interview, and we can obviously discuss. I don't know if you would agree to it, but just sort of noted some points that you could look at.
Sure.
The first thing that obviously people ask, it could be the telephonic interview, it could not be the face-to-face interview, is who are you, right? Tell me about yourself. That's like a standard good question, like what have you done?
Yeah.
So, dude, it's like an elevator pitch. मतलब if I'm come to your college, मुझे पता है you are from IT BHU. Don't tell me something that I already know, and you should. It's like tell me the X factor. Tell me your successes. मतलब मैंने जिंदगी में ये मचा है. मतलब the tennis part is good. Okay, I'm like a national level tennis player, and then tell me कि मैंने college में ये किया, and tell me stuff that matters to me. Just say if you're applying for a product role, you could highlight stuff that, hey, I manage a team of 50 people. There was like a cultural fest, and I sort of cracked and made sure these multiple projects sort of complete a deadline. That's sort of highlighting your project management skills. Then you could say that I worked on this technology app, or basically something that is relevant for that job. I see I'm hiring for a specific role. I have like a checkbox or ticks in my mind कि इस बंदे को ये आता है, ये आता है, ये आता है. At least he's claiming it to be. Then I'll figure, and then I'll prod you further. Whatever you claim, I'll try to prod you on a profile कि आता है कि इसने ऐसे ही बोल दिया. I might ask, say, okay, what are the problems you faced while you're managing this project? Or then I'll obviously, if they're real, then it's on you to convince me whether what you claim in your tell me about yourself is true or not. And I'll obviously figure it. So I think your tell me about yourself should be well versed, like a 30-second pitch. You can sort of practice it with your friends and practice it. It should be like, अब मुझे अगर कोई पूछता है ना, मैं 30 second वाला pitch बहुत एकदम far तरीके से रहा. I don't tell them where I worked. I don't tell them कि I tell them कि I built this another app which has 6 lakh users right now and 10,000 paying users. I'm currently working at Haptic, wherein I manage a chat team, wherein I increase the chat FSM conversion from 10% when I joined to its 21.6% right now. मैंने जिंदगी में जो मजा है मैं वही हाईलाइट करूँ. I won't highlight कि मैंने कॉलेज में ये किया, and it'll be like 5, 6, 7 bullet points. That's it.
Okay.
Right? No one wants to know what college, unless you are applying, or if it's not a campus placement, and say if you go outside, then maybe you would want to highlight your college. Because ID, obviously, ID is a brand name, right? I'm not sure people might be looking or surfing through their resume. See, I'm taking 10 or 15 interviews every week. So I want to, you should sound as if someone that I would remember. End of the week. Oh, there was this guy, he sounded interesting. He's from ID BHU and he was like a tennis player and he did XYZ. Right? It should only be highlights. It's fine if the highlights are, since you are just passing out, your highlights might be only 3, 4. You don't have 20 highlights, but only stress on those highlights and something measurable. Cool. I'll jump to the next question. Avanwala, you started really well. You started with, okay, who are my users? But then you directly jumped, you skipped. So generally there's like a process, right? You have to practice. A lot of times even I used to do it. Okay, who is my user? My user is handicapped. What is his problem? He is not able to move. So upper body, he can move his hands, but he can't move. So what is an oven? What does the oven do today? What are the existing features? What are the problems for this user that I'm looking at? This user can use, think of it from base scratch. People are looking at your mental models, kitna granular you can think. So I think you started really well. You said, okay, who is my user? You were persona. You were asking me questions. And I was like, okay, bang on. Then you jumped directly to a solution. So try to not think of the solutions in these. You might get questions like, I've been asked a question like, hey, you have to build a dating app for the blind, say visually impaired people. So at that point, you started, okay, what does my current app do? My app connects people and helps them find their life partner. First, basically state out the end goal of that product. What does Facebook do? Facebook connects people. What is a smartphone? Smartphone is like a remote control to the world. First, state the end goal of that product. Then you jump to the users that you are targeting. Then you highlight the problems and the features and क्या करना है and कैसे बनना है, that's like last priority.
Okay.
So they want to understand whether you are able to break down the situation. That's the product manager's job is very ambiguous. मतलब ऐसा रहता है कि you're building something, and especially at startups, you have to pivot. एक month you're working on something, next month you're working on something else.
Right.
And established companies, you might be looking at new opportunities, right? कि ये करना चाहिए, नहीं करना चाहिए. Every week you will be taking decisions. As you go senior, junior level PMs, it will be like execution. But if you are able to show that bent to think about the opportunity and strategically understand the problems and break it down, then obviously you have a better chance to move up the ladder. Favorite app? I'll jump to the third category of the question. I think you picked Ola, but do you know about the Ola product end to end? Pick a product जो तुम्हें मतलब you use daily. मतलब मैं हर दिन अगर इतना I'm like a very heavy power user of that product, use that. Because what happened, it felt like you don't understand Ola Pass
Okay.
as a product.
Right.
I think what you needed to highlight was, okay, who are my Ola Pass users? I have X users on Ola today who might say book rides once a week or once a month, but what percentage of users are on Ola Pass? And for Ola Pass, the percent of users who have bought it, what is that something peculiar about them that made them buy Ola Pass? That's the first thing you would want to figure. कि अच्छा अगर ओला पास जो अभी यूज कर रहे हैं उनके लिए कुछ स्पेसिफिक है, से मेरे ओला पास के यूजर्स से मेट्रो से हैं, या मेरे ओला पास के यूजर्स आर पीपल यू वुड वांट टू गेट दैट डेटा कि आर दीस गाइज हु हैव सम बाइंग प्रोपेंसिटी, व्हाइट कॉलर जनता who are earning about 7 lakhs. What is this something specific that these guys only bought Ola Pass? So you start with your existing users because Ola Pass is an existing product. Then you figure what is the growth model. What I mean by growth model is how does Ola Pass grow today? आगे क्या करना है वो बात क्या? How does Ola Pass grow today? I mean, in the app, what are the internal triggers that pushes existing users to convert, basically buy the Ola Pass for the first time? Outside the app, what are these external triggers, push notifications, और जैसे मैं ब्रिज के नीचे जा रहा हूँ, linear कोई billboard है, what, how do we sort of, so you should highlight in the interview that you understand how the subscribers get in, how the subscribers start using it. Basically that loop, it's a loop, right? फर्स्ट टाइम पहले कोई देखता है, या तो ऐप में देखेगा या कहीं और बाहर देखेगा, या कोई फ्रेंड रेफर करेगा, उसको मैसेज आएगा, एंड फिर सो बेसिकली यू नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड, यू नीड टू आस्क क्वेश्चंस टू interviewer, how are you acquiring Ola Pass users today? That's the first thing you did not ask. As of now, I'll tell you that most of the users came from my referral model. मतलब मेरे existing user base से network effect से आया. Or I would say that paid campaigns are working for me to sort of get Ola Pass users. I don't know. These are random hypothetical situations. So you need to first hit on acquisition. How am I acquiring Ola Pass users today? Second, जब ओला पास वाला जो यूजर आ जाता है तो किन यूजर्स को मुझे टारगेट करना चाहिए, उसके लिए गोइंग बैक टू दैट क्वेश्चन कि हु आर माय ओला पास यूजर्स टुडे, राइट? हु आर द यूजर्स? आई डोंट वांट टू वेस्ट माय मनी. दिस इज वेरी रैंडम कि अच्छा मेरे पास बहुत पैसा है, सबको आई वुड रन अ कैंपेन फॉर एवरीवन एंड ट्रांजिशन. You would want it to be targeted and only push users who are likely, or their likelihood of converting to Ola Pass users. It's and you segregate users on existing. I think you did highlight existing users and new users, but you did not go deep into the two parts. You said somewhere ki, hey, who are my existing users, and could be I would want new users to get basically buy Ola Pass, but you did not sort of dive deep into it. अच्छा, new users के लिए acquisition loops क्या होंगे? Existing users के लिए मैं in app कुछ करूँगा क्या? So the reason what all you said made sense, but it was like a standard generic answer. Well, you should have read a lot on Ola Pass and Ola as a product, so that you tell me something that I as an interviewer does not know. So Harish told me something exciting. कि Ola Pass का subscription बढ़ा सकते हैं ऐसा करके. I might not be in that Ola space. I might be, say, you might be interviewing for Hotstar, but it needs, you need to make sure that I learn something from the interview. Right, Malab, you want to make sure that an interview remembers that he told me something exciting, this could work. Or Guesstimate, I think how you broke down the guesstimate was really good. I think you're good at guesstimates. One problem was you did not ask what is the game. So, internet needed or not needed, these are assumptions. Whenever you have assumptions, you have to. Generally, I was like a very amicable interviewer. That's why I was giving you hints. General interviews, maybe these guys might ask ambiguous questions, and you'll be like, "Pata nahi acha gaya, nahi gaya," and it'll be up to you. And okay, you didn't get in, you have no idea. But normal interviews, these guys will just randomly ask you question. It's on you to highlight your assumptions. I think I like that you were asking follow-up questions, but you should have continued it across. Whatever you're thinking, wherever you have questions, speak out loud. And मतलब बीच बीच में you used to ask me questions, but then जैसे guesstimate for the game, I'm a gaming company. What game do I want to launch in India? Do I need RAM on my phone? Do I not need? Is it like small budget smartphones or premium smartphones? And assumed internet is needed. You get data from companies like App Annie. You can say that what is my target? What type of game this is? Is this like a PUBG kind of a game? Is it like an RPG game? Is it like a simple casual game? So you need to understand the game market, right? So App Annie or RedShare करके companies होती है, from which you could get numbers of okay India में कितने लोग PUBG खेलते हैं. So addressable market is not. Everyone will tell me the factors that you highlighted was age, urban or rural, geography. But what other factors? You need to sort of highlight factors that no one else would think of. Obviously, that's how I would remember you, right? Okay, Harish gave me some good ideas. I think Facebook wala was your best last wala. Your last question ka answer was bang on. You sort of accounted for platform, geography, servers, as something technical could go wrong. Kuch naya release kiya hoga. So everything you, I think your best sort of answer was the last one. Cool. That's it, bro. So one more thing, I don't know if we have highlighted this enough in the sessions, but before you prep up for an interview, you should make sure the guy who's hiring you, you know him काफी अच्छे से. Make sure that you follow him on LinkedIn and you read about him. If he's written anything, if उसने press में उसके बारे में कुछ आया है, any quotes by him, any videos or talks that he might have done, watch them. So you need to understand them कि what matters to that person. मतलब हो सकता है some people are very execution driven and they don't believe in some UX principles, so you need to make sure that you don't give them gas about UX. Some people are like too user centric and come from say that design background. They are like, oh, user first, user personas, user research, qualitative testing. So maybe what has worked for me, that there's a haptic interview there, I knew that one of the guys I was interviewing, he gives too much gas on LinkedIn about user personas, user testing. So I told him one of my experiences with Nielsen and other research agencies that I worked with. I knew that he would connect to that. So you need to figure out, well, it's like a strategy. It could work, it could not work. Say for early stage companies, you might follow the hiring manager on LinkedIn and uska kuch hai nahi material, but just my sort of 2 cents on that. Cool. I think, bro, just give interviews, as many interviews as possible, and you'll get better at it. Practice is the best thing.
Okay, all right.
And try exponent करके एक है. I don't know if you see it. Try exponent. This guy takes these interviews, and he has interviewed people from Slack, Uber, and he also gives feedback after this. He has recorded these sessions on YouTube. Check out all these 4-5. Ankit or I must have shared the video. I'm not sure I shared it or not, but exponent के सब videos देख लो. So it's about how you break down the problem. Any question you get, कभी सीधा बोलो, just ask for 1 minute, note down all the sort of points, and patiently then answer. Well, never try to answer it straight up. You would find different people approaching it in different ways. Check out the Uber Eats wala person, and there's this Google interview, and there's Slack ka bhi hai. Try exponent.
Okay.
There are competitors in a way, but I like the videos, so you should check them out. Kafi sahi hai. Matlab, how the guy will obviously ask 3-4 questions, different standard questions, favorite app, favorite product, how would you improve, all these questions. But at the end of it, I'm not sure whether I'm able to articulate how do you approach these interviews, but उसने काफी अच्छे से किया, तो do check out those videos.